Thank you again for the ITF to inviting me. I want to give a slight different focus to Grand Slam, and I will tell you very quickly what I want to tackle with you guys. First, to explain you that there's different doubles, different format, different scoring, and mostly the coaching issue at the peak tournament. For me, my peak tournament with the players is at the Grand Slam, but for you it could be an international tour, for you it could be the national tournament. And as national coach at the beginning, I was going to the Grand Slam just as the Davis Cup captain, so I was not coaching the players full time, and I was arriving you. So maybe you go at the national with the team that you don't coach full time. So what do you do technically if the players say, hey, Louis, Jordan, Katie, I cannot put the volley there? Do you say, oh sorry, that's your peak tournament, that's a Grand Slam, that's a national, we don't do technique, we'll do that in September? It doesn't work like this. So if it doesn't work like this, I would like to talk about how, in my opinion, it has worked for me very well to go with people I don't know in a Grand Slam and help them to perform better at the technical level. Okay? So quickly, the different surface, well you know that, it's almost insulting to tell you, hard clay, grass and hard. The format though is different. During the year, I'm sure most of you are aware, there are sudden death games now. At deuce, the receiver chooses side, and instead of a third set, it is a super tiebreak. But in the Grand Slam, it's not like this, and it's a best of 3 sets. And at Wimbledon, it's still best of 5 sets. So the challenge with that for the men's tennis, the Williams play in singles best of 3. They can play women's double best of 3. They can play both events, and they can win both and have a lot of money and all that. But the men cannot do that. If they play best of 5 in singles and then go play best of 5 in doubles, it's a bit too demanding. So you don't see a lot of the top singles players playing at this Grand Slam. Mixed double, last set is super tiebreak, and that's typical for a Grand Slam, so I want to share just what I think is important. I coached 2 years ago the 2 mixed doubles champion in a row, Andy Ram and Zvonareva, and then Jamie Murray and Elena Jankovic. And honestly, my game plan, my preparation is that easy. And don't think I'm sexist, it's very important. It's men, keep the lady happy. And for the woman, keep the guy aggressive. And I'm not joking. Before every match I was saying, like for Jamie, keep Elena happy, because the girls have a tendency sometimes in mixed double to feel not stupid, but they get aced, the ball comes out of the net, and they can start to feel bad and defensive and tight. And it's the job of the guy to keep the woman always relaxed, happy. And during that Wimbledon match, those who followed that, there were stories of they were in love and all this, because in every point he was making her smile, and they thought they were in love. It was very good for the tabloid in Great Britain. And the guys have a tendency to want to poach less, not as hard. So just these 2 lines, I tell you, works very well in mixed double. Now, technical input, because I want to go to the net and show you a lot of different skills that can be presented quickly at the national, international, or Grand Slam. How to quickly help them to change the effectiveness of their stroke, direction, speed, height, distance, or spin. How, at times, you have to volley with your hand, sometimes with your forearm, sometimes with your arm. And mostly, to not be over-analytical, timing and feeling is important. Sometimes we make contact in front, sometimes close. Sometimes the feeling, you will see, we block the ball, we touch the ball, we hit the ball. And I think that's the easiest way to teach in a tournament is by teaching feelings. So I'm going to go on the court and show you things that a coach, in my opinion, my experience, I've done it a lot, we do coach technique at big tournament, but the player has to request it. For one of a classical challenge, the player plays double here, and he wants to put the ball away there. The ball comes in his forehand, and he's about to do it. The ball comes in his backhand, and he cannot do it, and he wants to put the ball there. And he gets frustrated. Then he tries to solve the problem himself. He turns his body a lot like this, but he doesn't like it. and he say, I want to volley there. So the main problem is they learn the volley, which is the warm-up volley, which means contact the ball in front. But can you give me a ball, please? Now we know what control direction, one of the aspects is the racket face at impact. So for the backhand volley to go there, the strings has to be there. So two things has to happen. If they still have the impact in front, they cannot do that. So the impact has to be close, and the racket head has to be behind the hand. So if you can hear. So that's what they need to do. So when they close in, and they come in very quick like this, when the ball comes at them, not that they poach, that they can come and put the ball there very easily. So, what control direction on my backhand? If it comes down the line and I want to hit cross-court, racket in front of my hand, impact way in front. But if the ball comes from that distance, from that direction, then racket behind my hand, impact point close. So I need to be able to change the contact point and the racket from in front of my hand, sometime in line and sometime behind. And that's obviously true on the forehand, same thing. Ball comes here, impact in front. And if the ball comes from here, impact closer and the racket behind my hands. Because we cannot always move our body. I know you could say just stay like this and turn your body, but at one point it doesn't get the job done. Now sometimes they say, I don't like my backhand volley, it's not powerful enough. Can you do this? And they're like this again. And they go very, very fast. So I know this morning, Roy talked about all the biomechanics to punch a high ball, but just simple thing. If my elbow is lower here, just lower, my forearm will unbend like this, and my racket head will go like this. If my elbow is forward here, my forearm will unbend like this, and my racket will go like this. Now just consider 15 miles an hour like this, 15 miles an hour like this. Which racket path will give more ball speed? The one back to forward. So you can say easily to a player to keep their elbow more in front, and suddenly the racket goes back to forward and it goes much faster. Okay? Now, different feel. In doubles, we play much closer to the net than in singles. So we need more the hand. But with the hand, we can have three different feel. The ball can come, and we can have a block. We can also have a touch where we take the pace off, but we can also have the jab like this. Now to hit fast just with your hand, you have to be able to have a lagging where the racket head is behind my hand. You will see there. Racket head comes behind my hand, and then it comes straight like this. So this is, we always say that players need good hands, but do we really develop their hands? Now one of the basic tricks, like even a Grand Slam, the guy said, yeah, don't feel my hand. I did that once even before a quarterfinal. If you hit the ball in the net, please. I asked them to just touch the net like this. Watch what my racket do. Everything in my body, arm goes forward. Then when that happens, hit the ball in the net still. I ask, hit the ball in the net still. Thank you, very good. I ask them to just prepare the racket as the ball goes in the net. Like this. Then it goes over the net, and we have a classic block where nothing goes back, just everything goes forward. Then after that we have the lagging of the hand, and they can really jab. Backhand is the same thing. Racket goes slightly behind the hand, squeeze the finger, and you can, when you stretch like this, put the ball away instead of just blocking it. Now what is the difference if it's only the hand? If I block the ball, the impact is in front. And if I touch the ball, if I touch the ball, it's closer to me. And if I jab the ball, more in front. So there's three basic feelings with the hand: block, touch, jab. The impact change according to each of the feelings. But it's pretty easy to teach feelings like this. They don't feel they're learning a biomechanic model. It's not the analysis over analysis, it's just the feel. Do you feel this? I make them just do that. Do you feel that? Then hit the ball, then I tell them to do the same thing like this. So just a little jabbing on the ball. Now there are the volleys with the forearm, we talk about it, but there's also the volley when they come to the net and the ball comes pretty low or pretty fast slow. When it's slow, we use the full arm because then we can accelerate pretty fast. Go it again. I will accelerate as fast as I can and you will see the ball will never go out unless I miss this one. Go. Again. Sorry, I should have moved on that one. So even if I go fast like this, because of the law of inertia, mass radius square, I have a lot of resistance to racket fast before the ball. Second, we do a side spin. So even if I go fast like this, it's much better than doing an underspin where the ball will go pretty far out. Because my racket is low, I won't hit the ball in the net as if I would do an underspin. Then there would be chance that I hit the ball in the net or out. So there's times where having your arm extend, have the racket low, which is perfect to not hit in the net, make you swing with your arm, which stabilizes the speed very much, and you just can't miss it. The ball can come and you just volley all your life over the net and not too far. So again, this is to guarantee that the ball goes over the net. This path of movement for a side spin guarantee that you don't hit the ball too hard. So therefore you could do hitting on the run, which is very important. That was a bit too high. But you can come and volley like this and you don't miss it. Okay? So when the ball comes very hard though and low, then you don't need that complicated technique. You just need to use the pace of the ball just with your hand and place it. Okay? So far we've seen volley with the hand, block, touch, and jab. With the forearm, we do also have the hit, the through. And with the arm, we can hit any slow balls coming, accelerate, and the ball never goes out. And these are very, very easy to learn for a top junior, stuff like this. Now there's a different challenge. If you go with your basket over there, please, Andrew. So when you play doubles, my partner is there, I'm here. The person hit the ball hard cross court. A bit harder. Ooh, just miss. Again. Just miss. Again. Great passing. Again. Just miss. What is happening here? I've worked with some junior at the national. Okay, let's say Grand Slam because that's a topic, but my point is the Grand Slam is the big tournament for me, but some of you it will be the national or international. When the ball comes fast like this, the ball will have a tendency to go there. We all know that. It's called the angle of incidence and reflection. But a junior who has just practiced or just trained to block the ball won't solve the problem. So on this volley, you need a fourth feeling called hitting through the ball. So on this one, I need I'll be more alert. I need to go through the ball to avoid that the ball is deflect. So if I would just block, the ball go there. But if I go through with enough force, because there's a vector of speed coming like this going there, if I apply a vector of speed faster, stronger, then the ball will go straight. But that's the only way that the ball goes straight. Otherwise it will deflect. And the player will be afraid to deal with fast ball. So we have the block, the touch, the hit, and this. Now I will show you that we can use also the forearm. Can you bring me the basket, Andrew? To have some defensive shots. So Andrew was sometime getting past. And I'll show you right away the exercise. To be, you were well trained, very good. So the situation is you're normal. the ball goes there, and he doesn't have a good reach for defensive. With the forehand, we can save amazing shots. So I'll show you right away a progression instead of dwelling on that. His 2 feet is on the line, and he will bring his right foot toward the baseline to save the ball with his forehand. Like this. So like this, he can have good reach. So eventually, now to save time, we go progressively. You were there. And if I try, guys, to beat you, sorry, my ball was too easy for you to be in defense, that he can save points like this. But this action is much better succeed with the forehand than if you would try with the arm or that, because the forehand give a full range of impact point. At the net, you can be like this, like this, like this, like this, like that, because you cannot always space yourself up. And it's great for defensive shots. So the forehand action is very good for offensive and excellent for defensive, and a must get out of trouble when the ball comes fast at you to just set up your racket. So it's a very, very useful tool for that. Okay? Now, the smash, in my opinion, what the most important thing to say for the smash, it is, and then I'll see, Andrew didn't practice that, so it will be interesting. We are here, Andrew, be beside me, you never did that drill. With 2 steps, when I say forehand, with 2 steps, touching the net, go. Did you see he did 3? And we didn't rehearse that, so he doesn't do it poorly, just to please me. He starts with the wrong leg forward. So we have seen this morning, Mr. Roy telling to volley like this. We have seen Larry asking that, and you have seen me yesterday with the law of opposite force to push like this too. So you have to get used to, when we say forehand, push with the proper foot. That's it. Now backhand. And when we say overhead, watch, because I know I will have the norms. My jump will be after the crossover here, over the service line. So I'll be over there. Go, smash. You will see most of the people will jump. Do it again. Go. First he has to look back to see where is the line. You should see, you should know where it is. Get a bit closer there too. Last time, go. And did you see where he jumps from? He jumps from here. That's typical. And when I went to England, like I say, I have to correct that to every male and female in the country because they do crossover. So the only thing they have learned yet for the smash was you don't back up, which is not very true because we do need back pedals for these type of smash. But I understand their concept, so that's fine. They teach a shuffle, and they say when you want to be faster, to do crossover. Crossover is too slow for at the level of Grand Slam. It has to be a run. So look at my hips. When I do the impulse like this, my hips face the back like this, and then I can jump from here. If I was doing crossover, like Andrew, I will jump from here. So a crossover, cover only that. A running step, cover up to that. So it's much better to do a running step like this and jump. Can you do it? Almost, but not quite. Let's go. Almost. You know where's the line? Let's go. That's better. You did it this time, but you have to keep your head in front to dissociate. Almost. You touch a line, you have to be over the line. And you don't need to watch, you should know. Now, anyway, to develop that skill, I didn't try it with Andrew. So, Andrew, turn your back to me. You do that in a Grand Slam, national, and even like him, he's not at the national or Grand Slam level. I'm sure you will be able to do that in 7 balls. We did 3 years before. Look over the other side, please. It will be smarter, okay? You're going to run, And when it's time to hit, just trust when you jump that you can face the net. Trust when you'll jump that you can face the net as you jump. Okay? Trust when you'll jump. You have 7 balls to go. Trust when you jump that you can face the net. You're going to run longer. You can remove the ball, please, Simon. Simon, don't wait. Simon, remove it right away, please. Okay? Run, 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 run. Okay, and now you can run as much as you want, knowing that when you jump, you can face the net. Last one. That's much better. Now you can face me. Simon, be the judge at the service line. Who crossed the net first? The ball or the player? If the player crossed the line first, he will get all the smash. Who crossed the net first? Player. Now you have to close the net in 2 steps or cross the service line. Play a normal position. That's good. You could see he has to think about his feet. Who crossed the line first? The ball? Sure? Last one. Who crossed the ball first? There, okay. Second thing, when they run back, like he didn't run very well, they have to keep their head always in front. You know, when we used to show the finger, the player don't do that, but it was to help you to keep your head in front. So you would look at least like this. So your head was like this. Just ensure you keep your head in front, and that will be the last one, Andrew. Keep your head in front, keep your head in front, keep your head in front, and good interception there. So, volleys, my main point, there's much more skill we can teach for net play. The volley, the change of direction, change of height. Oh yeah, for the height, that's an important one. Before I take some comments on that, if you can feed the ball fast to me. We've seen the angle of incidence and direction when the ball comes like this. We call that for the direction. But if I block with the continental grip a ball that comes fast, then I will have this type of incidence and reflection, which is if the ball didn't come fast, I will have that. But if it comes fast, low and fast, the ball will go up, right? If the strings are open with the continental grip, and I block and the ball comes fast, the ball will go there. Then 2 solutions. You change your angle like this with the continental grip, and then you hurt yourself. So we scratch this one. You change the grip to hit the ball eastern, but we should not have to change the grip. Or you keep the same grip, the same opening, but the feeling of jabbing, you go slightly down on the ball. So feed fast. And now you will see that when I use my hand, I use it in a way that I go down on it. Same principle of any slice. But I'm able to do it just with my hand. And why is it important to do it with our hand? Because in double, we charge a net. So when we charge a net, we have to be able to put so much pressure that they miss like this. Or, if it goes over the net, that we can jab with the continental grip. Because in my experience, people don't play with Eastern grip. Because when we stretch or when the ball is low, we can sometimes change continental for Eastern grip, but our basic grip is mostly continental. Okay, so that's about it for my main message was, okay, I had one main message. It's in Canada, or even in England right now. When I go visit the club, they say, oh, Louis, you cannot come now because they play a tournament next month or next week. There's that paranoia about not teaching technique when it's a big tournament coming or during a tournament. And Mr. McCurdy, I'm sure you're aware that with your experience, we do teach technique in any tournament. And that's the real life. But the thing is, again, these first, they need to want to, Then you have to keep it simple at the level of direction, like changing the racket face, so sometimes the racket is behind your hand in front. Speed, sometimes is to give speed, and more the vector of the racket speed is back to forward, more ball speed you will have. More the vector of the speed is high to low, or sideways across, less there will be ball speed. So you can learn concept to decelerate the ball, keep the same speed of the ball, or speed up the ball. And I think it's important. Sometimes they ask you how I can take the pace off, how I can always hit deep, how I can hit faster, and height, distance, and spin. I would recommend that you sensitize all your athletes when to volley with their hand, when with their forearm, when with the arm. And most important, in moment of stress, just before even sometime a final, when they start to feel like, gee, what's wrong with my volley? My experience is they don't say, my knee was not bent, I didn't have my thumb in front of the left eye. It's always timing and feeling. I don't feel the ball today, my timing is off. My timing is off, I don't feel the ball. That's how the top players talk. I don't feel the ball today, gee, my timing, new surface on grass, my timing is off. So we have to be able to coach timing and to coach feeling, and the players who are proprioceptive, kinesthetic, react very well to keywords like block, touch, field, through, hit, jab, and they answer to that very, very well right before even the final of a Grand Slam. Okay, so I hope it opens for you some possibility that the volley is not just one technique, that it's a full range of actions, and there's more specific shots than what I present. But to open your mind to that and to feel confident at Grand Slam Juniors, or a big tournament, to intervene if the player needs help. Thank you very much.